It's a love thing, baby.
Tune in to Late Nights, Early Mornings with Lady T and her main man, H-Wit, on Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock p.m. following Soul Opera Radio
This is your girl,
with
Lady
sweet
T,
friend
and
Sean.
I'm here with my family, with my sister Bibbs, a.k.a. Elisa, my brother Ivan the Great, and my mother, who is the main focal point of this conversation, Beverly Truitt. And today we're going to talk about her experience as being a young mother with 4 children at an early age. So, first we'll talk to my mom and we'll find out, Mom, how old were you when you met Dad?
I was 13 years old when I first met your father.
13?
Yes. In October, we were both turning 14 years old.
14 years old?
In
Okay.
1962, year 1962.
1962. Okay, we'll speak up a little louder so all of our listeners can hear you. And so, let me just mention that one of our siblings is not here, Rocky. He lives in Georgia, so she's here with the three out of 4 of her children. So, okay, so you met Dad in 1962. Y'all were turning 14 in October.
Yes.
Okay. And so, where are you from? Where are you from?
I am from Salisbury, Maryland.
And
Originally was born in Quantico, Maryland. That's 7 miles beyond Salisbury, Maryland.
okay, and where was Dad born?
Your father was born in Snow Hill, Maryland.
Okay. So you were born in Quantico and Dad was born in Snow Hill.
Maryland.
But you lived in
But we moved back to Salisbury.
Moved back to Salisbury. Okay. So you guys actually have been together since you were what, 14?
Let's say 14 years.
14 years old. I thought it was 12, but okay, I stand corrected. 14. Okay. Mom just gave me the stank look. Okay. I'm sorry. 14 years old. So tell us your story. I mean, so you guys met, and did you go to the same schools?
We went to the same school. We ended a dance one night at Bancroft School. They would have weekend dances, and I met him there to dance.
You said at Bancroft School?
Yes.
So you met
Junior high.
Dad here in Delaware?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So at Bancroft. Okay, cool. All right, so y'all were, I guess, boyfriend and girlfriend back then?
Yes.
Okay. At 14?
Yes.
We couldn't have no boyfriends at 14, I'm just saying. Right, Bibbs? Oh, she giving me crickets. I mean, what's the deal? I'm talking to you.
Ow!
I said,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. Moving on. She just acting right. Simple. But anyway, so you guys went to Bancroft together.
Yes.
And at the time when you went to Bancroft, where did you live?
I lived in Wilmington on a little short street where the News General was, behind the News General, which was on Orange Street at the time. And I lived on a little short street behind the News General paper company called Tillman Place.
Okay, and where did Dad live?
He lived on Chapel Street over South Bridge behind Kansas Supermarket, a little short street over South
Okay.
Bridge.
And if I didn't say it, my dad is Clem Truitt. So, Bev and Clem, or Beverly and Clemens, however you want to, however they prefer it to go down. But Beverly and Clemens Truitt. So you guys went to Bancroft together, and you said you lived in Wilmington behind the News Journal, Tillman Place, right?
Correct.
And Dad lived at Southbridge
On Chapel Street.
on Chapel
behind
Street.
Kansas Supermarket.
Okay. So how did y'all get to school? Did y'all ride the bus together?
I had to walk from where I lived to Bancroft. I walked to school. And I think your father walked to school too. It wasn't a bus.
Okay. But that's not that far, though.
It wasn't that far.
Okay. All right. Because Bancroft is over there by People's Settlement, if I'm not...
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Okay. I just had to put it in my mind where Bancroft was. Okay. So, anyway, so you guys were together at age 14, and y'all were boyfriend and girlfriend for a while, and then you got pregnant with...
My oldest daughter, Bibbs. A.K.A. Alisa.
Lisa. Yes. So, how was it when you were... At what age were you when you got pregnant with Bibbs?
I was 14 years old, very early.
Okay. So, 14 is you're still a baby yourself, and you have a baby. So, did anybody help you? I mean, how did you deal with that back then at 14 years old?
Well, it wasn't a pretty picture. I had Alyssa, and Alyssa was carried home to her grandmother's house because I wasn't able to keep her. At the time, I was when I had her, I was living in a foster home, and so I had to get the baby up and stay at the foster home.
Okay. So right after you had her, she was taken to her grandmother's house.
Right.
So our grandmother, Addie Truitt-Her. Okay. So you had Bibbs, and you were 14, and so our paternal grandmother started to raise her then. And did you? Okay.
Actually, when she was born, I was 15, but I was 14.
Oh, okay. Okay.
15,
Okay.
Which is not, I guess, that much greater of a difference.
Right. So did you go over and see her and visit with her and help take care of her?
Sometimes, but the social services stopped me from doing it. They didn't want me to get attached to her.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
By being in a foster home, so they had their rules and regulations. But every chance I got, I snuck over there.
Okay.
To see and do whatever I could do.
All right. And you guys actually grew up in like a fun era, which was like with Motown and this and that and all of that stuff. So y'all still had stuff going on where you were growing up. There was a lot going on around you, right? Right. Okay. And so then, 2 years later, you had me.
Right.
Okay. And so, who did I stay with? You?
You stayed with me.
Okay.
And we ended up back at the foster home where I used to stay. We stayed there for a little while. You and I stayed there for a little while.
See that? I never knew that. Okay. So then there's me, and then
you were a little baby.
There was Bibbs. So there's 2 years difference between us.
Right.
Okay. So I was born in 66. And Bibbs, you were born in 64. Well, I was going to say 63. 64, dirt. Okay. And so then, after that, you had Rocky, right?
Right.
But, where were we when you had Rocky? Were we still in Delaware?
Yes, we were still in Delaware. We were, I stayed with my father on D Street. So you and Rocky were there with me on D Street.
Okay.
In Southbridge. Okay.
And then Bibbs wasn't too far from us.
No.
On Southbridge. Right around the corner. Okay. All right. So we were able to see each other, I imagine. Stuff like that. Okay. So Rocky and I are not quite
2 years apart.
2 years apart. We're more like, 18 months?
So he was born in 67 and you were 66.
21 months between us? Okay. My dad's in the background. He said 21 months between us. Okay. So then there's Bibbs. There's me. Then there's Rocky.
Right.
Okay. And then came Ivan. All right.
But Ivan didn't come until after we were married.
Okay, so Ivan was born after our parents were married, and y'all got married at Grandpa's house on... No? Where'd y'all get married at?
We got married at Haslam Memorial Church.
You did? But was there pictures after the wedding then that I saw at the house? What was that, a prom? What was that? You had that real pretty bluish dress thing on, that long thing on, and you had your hair up, and the corsage. What was it? That was a prom?
Picture. It was a greenish dress of prom.
Well, Lord, I thought that was a wedding picture. See? When you're little and you look at the books, I stand corrected. Oh, you had your reception at Grandpa's house. Okay, all right. So y'all got married at Harrison Memorial.
Yes.
Obviously, we don't remember. Were we even there?
We weren't supposed to get married at the church. It was a mix-up. We were supposed to got married at the pastor's house because he figured since we had 3 children out of wedlock that we shouldn't have got married in the church.
Oh, well, y'all got married in the church
We
anyway.
got married in the church because that's where I ended up going and thought that,
Okay.
that's where we were supposed to be.
Well, were we there?
No.
Okay.
We were at the babysitter's church's house.
Okay. Bibb said she was there.
I was there. Oh, okay. Well, you came with your grandmother then.
Okay, so Bibbs came with our grandmother. So I wasn't there, Rocky wasn't there, and
I wasn't thought of.
You wouldn't thought
Ivan wasn't born yet.
Born yet.
So then, y'all had Ivan after you got married.
Right.
Okay. Now, were you still in Delaware then?
Yes, I was. Your father got shipped off to Vietnam.
Okay.
In 68? In 68, yeah.
So in 1968, our dad went off to Vietnam, and so my mom, she was...
With your grandmother over the top of the laundromat.
We lived with our grandmother, she said. You gotta speak up, Mom.
Okay, we lived with your grandmother over the top of the laundromat.
Okay. So...
On Cass Avenue.
Okay. So, by the time you had 4 children, you were what?
20 years old.
20, not 19, but 20.
20.
20. Okay. And I know we were a handful.
Past a handful. Trying to keep up with four little kids like that. I had bags under my eyes because Rocky would be in the playpen at night crying. Ivan would be in the bassinet crying, and Rocky's throwing shoes and milk bottles over there because he was jealous of the baby.
So what were me and Bibbs doing?
And Chi knocked over the bassinet.
And that, the baby. Yeah, I was in the kitchen. I came back to look for my baby, and the baby wasn't in the bassinet. Looked, he was under the bed fighting dust balls, where those two had made the bassinet collapse on the floor and didn't say anything.
That's like something Brielle would do. She gets it honest.
I was under there.
Oh my God. Floundering in the dust. Okay. So, all right. So now you have 4 children. You're living with your mother-in-law over top of the laundromat, and Dad's in Vietnam. So, if you can say, how did you two get along?
Grandmother and
Yes, daughter-in-law.
it was a little tug of war there for a minute, because I guess staying living with somebody with 4 kids, I guess, and I guess all in the way all the time. I guess the baby's yanking at night. I guess it wasn't a good feeling for her, all the time. But she would always take the clothes down and wash them early in the morning, the diapers and everything, and had those all done. She did help out with that. Well, we kind of fared through it, but it wasn't an easy road to travel.
Okay, and I'm sure because she probably had stuff all starched up. You know how she was with her crisp usher's uniform and gloves and all that.
Had to stay closed up.
Yeah, on the Davenport, as you would
Yes.
say. Yeah. So, okay. So, y'all got along okay. And Dad was in Vietnam for how long? One year, you said, Dad? You can say it, Dad. You can say 1 year.
Yeah, a year.
Dad said a year. Okay.
Came back in 69.
He said he came back in 1969. So then, is that the year Ivan was born?
Yeah, Ivan was born January 69. Ivan was born while he was away in the service.
Oh, okay.
He was born that January, and your dad came home that April, I think.
Oh, okay. So he didn't really get to see Ivan face to face until months later. Did he get pictures and stuff like that?
Yeah, I was sending
Pictures. Okay.
And letters. Because
And letters.
Mom told Dad about the bassinet incident. So he knew about that when he hit the door.
Oh, tattletale. Yeah, big tattletale. Anyway, okay. So now y'all are 2 young adults with 4 kids. So when Dad came back, how were things and where did you guys stay?
We still stayed there, but we were looking for a place of our own, and we found a house on North Monroe Street in Wilmington, so we moved over there, and we only stayed there a short time because the rats had gotten into the house and they climbed up into Ivan's crib one day while we weren't there because he had smelled the milk from the milk bottle.
Ooh.
We had to move out, so we had to move back with the grandmother again. Over Surf Bridge.
Now, I do have one memory from being over on Monroe Street, and that was when I stood on that cabinet. My mom had a white metal cabinet, and inside of that cabinet, the bottom part were dishes from her favorite aunt, my Aunt Leola,
Yes,
some
my
white
wedding
china,
gift, yes.
her wedding gift. I opened up the cabinet. It had a drawer at the top. I opened up the cabinet. I don't know why. Maybe I was trying to get something on top or look in the drawer. But I stood on the edge, and the whole cabinet flipped over, and I broke every single dish except for the gravy ladle, right?
No, it was a gravy boat and a couple other pieces. That
Okay, but everything else was broken up, crunched up. Now, I probably got the beating of my life. Who knows? Family services didn't come, but I'm sure I got almost halfway killed. But so I remember that memory from there. So we went back to Grandmom's house, and we stayed there for a little while.
Yeah, we found a house in Overview Gardens, and it was one in Oakmont. So between the 2 houses, we had tried to go look at the house in Oakmont, but we couldn't get the key out of the lockbox. So we ended up getting a house on Palmer Avenue in Overview Gardens, and that's where we all moved at. And Bibbs came along with us, so all 4 of us was there at Palmer Avenue.
All right, and Bibbs, what?
Can I interject for 1 minute? Didn't you live at, you went to Fort Dix? I remember us being in Fort Dix. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I remember we lived in an army base, right? Me and Rocky with you.
I'm sorry. We did go to Army base at Fort Dix, New Jersey for a little bit, and that's when your father got orders to go to Vietnam.
So that was before he went to Vietnam. We were in Fort Dix before he went to Vietnam?
I thought it was after.
He went to Vietnam before we got the house in Overview Gardens.
So wait a minute. So when he came back to the States, then he had to go back to Vietnam? Or that? Okay. All right. I got what you're
No,
saying.
he was still in the army when he came back.
He's still in the
from
army.
Vietnam. That's when y'all was in Fort Dix, right? No, because I wasn't born when he was in Fort Dix. So Fort Dix He was after he did his basic training down in North Carolina.
He was in Fort
He
Dix.
was stationed in Fort Dix, and then he got his orders to go to Vietnam.
No,
from
okay.
Fort Dix.
All right, because I remember living in Fort Dix, me and Rocky,
Right.
with Mom.
And I
You
would
didn't
go
live
back.
there, you would
I would
go
go
back
back and
and
forth.
forth.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry
okay.
about that.
All right, so we had to back the train up a little bit. Yeah.